Hello and welcome to this Photoshop tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to create a shadow for an image like this. Let's get started. Before creating the shadow, you'll need two layers already open in Photoshop. You'll need a background layer that contains your background image. In this case, I have a basketball court that I found off Google. You should choose an image with flat ground to make shaping or distorting the shadow easier. On my foreground layer, I have a figure with a transparent background. This is the figure that I want to create a shadow for. It's key that the background of the figure is transparent because it makes steps 2 and 3 quick and simple. Click the foreground layer and select the rectangular Marquee tool, which is at the top of the Tools panel here. Draw a rectangle around the image like so. Select the Move tool, which is the cursor icon here, and move the image slightly. You'll see that the dashed lines, aka the marching ants, no longer form a box, and instead contour the image. Without deselecting or doing anything to change the marching ants, make a new layer. Go up to the control panel here and do so. Name the new layer Shadow. Shadow. Okay. Now go here to these two squares in the Tools panel. Click on the top square. This is your foreground color. Change your foreground color to black, like this. Click OK, and then find the Paint Bucket tool. It looks like this. It might be under that little menu behind the Gradient tool. Use the Paint Bucket tool and click on the layer. Go to Edit in the Control panel, then go to Transform and Distort. This is where you can change the size, direction, and perspective of your shadow so it fits with where the light sources are in your background. Drag this center dot down to the bottom of the shadow. This will ensure that your shadow distorts at the bottom of your figure. Drag these squares around the outside to distort your shadow. I'm dragging my shadow a bit to the left here just so it matches that shadow with the basketball court over there, and basketball net. And yeah, I think that's good. Yeah. To apply the transformation, click the Move tool, and then click Apply. To get a more realistic shadow effect, go to the panels area and lower the opacity of the shadow layer. I was just going down to 20 or 30% normally, but here I'm going to go just to 70, because I think that matches the other shadows more. You can also go to Filter in the menu bar and apply Gaussian Blur, which smoothly blurs the edges of the shadow. I would usually suggest adding a blur with the radius of 3, but here I'm going to go 2. Click OK to apply the effect. Finally, move the shadow layer below the layer of your figure. And there you go! Here is your image with the realistic shadow effect, all made in Photoshop.